Hello, good evening. How are you doing? How are you doing? Okay, fear. Fear. Today I'm going to write about fear. I took a lot of notes on fear, and here's one of them. I'm really intrigued. It's amazing 3 years later. Oh, I got to tell some new people. Okay, 3 years ago, I was arguably at my worst. 3 years, yeah, just about 3 years ago, yes. Oh, no, 3 years ago, yes. I was arguably at my worst. Everything, everything at its lowest point. Um, and a lot of that was fear. So if you go to my mental playlist, I talk about some of those things, but just all that anxiety, understanding narcissists, energy vampires, understanding all of that was circled around me and how to deal with that. One of the things that I dealt with within myself, and I really believe it was just the upbringing, not just with family, but it was with friends. It's with the way of the world, really in America, because we are built on fear. I already said it. Okay, so let me get into the stuff that I have here, but I want to read this story that I read 3 years ago, and I want to share something too. Let me read this story that I read 3 years ago, and it resonated a few days ago, and I'll share a little bit about that. Um, okay, this is a story about Emily. There was once a young girl named Emily who loved to explore the forest near her home. One day, while wandering deep into the woods, she heard a loud growl. Emily froze in fear, not knowing what to do. She had never heard a growl like that before, and her mind immediately started racing with thoughts of danger and harm. Emily wanted to turn and run back home as fast as she could, but she was rooted to the spot in fear. After a few moments, she slowly turned her head to see where the growl had come from. To her surprise, she saw a small, frightened bear cub standing nearby. Emily realized that her fear had caused her to assume the worst, and she felt ashamed for not approaching the situation with more caution and curiosity. She slowly backed away, giving the bear cub plenty of space, and eventually made her way back home. From that day on, Emily learned to approach situations that scared her with a more open mind and to not let her fear control her actions. She also discovered that fear can be a powerful teacher, reminding us to stay alert and careful while still embracing the adventure and wonder of life. Okay, I remember this story a few days ago. I went hiking and this interesting place. This is a very interesting place. And so you had this safe trail. Many people were on this safe trail, and very few. I saw this man jogging after I was like, no, I'm going to come back. I saw this man jogging, like, oh, I guess he's all right. And I saw this sweet lady. She appeared out of nowhere, and she felt the need to talk to me, which was very surprising. Very shy, very different lady. And I said, how is it up in there? And she's like, oh, very beautiful. I said, now you make me. I said, yeah, nothing to be afraid of. Nothing to be afraid of. Just a few. There's a few mountain lions. Yeah. I said, oh, yeah, there's a few. You said a few. Anyway, so I was talking to her like that. And then I was asked, like, Carlos, you scared? You scared to go in there? Uh, no, I said, and they laugh at me. I was like, no, I got to be ready to go in there. You scared, you scared. And I remembered this story. No, like I have to be cautious. I got to be ready. Like I wasn't expecting this, and with me who has not really the nature survival skills, I gotta know what I'm getting into, and that's this, and that's with life also, which I'll get into. All right, let me read some. Let me read some facts about fear and effects. Okay, and by the way, I plan on going back to this place next week. And damn it, it might be by myself. But I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. I want to record it when I first go, so I can be surprised like you guys. But I think I have to like make sure I know what I'm doing, and then I can go back again and record. So I'll see if I can record that. Okay. Here's some facts that I wrote down. I read a couple of them. I didn't read all of them. Here's some facts I wrote down 3 years ago. Trying to understand fear and the fear that I have and had and working on it. Okay, number one, fear is a natural and instinctual response to perceived danger or threat. When we encounter something that we perceive as a threat, our body responds by releasing adrenaline, which triggers the fight or flight response. Shh. Oh yeah, I definitely had that. Okay, the next one. Fear can have physical effects on the body, such as increased heart rate. Oh, bringing me back. Increased heart rate, rapid breathing, and sweating. It can also lead to muscle tension and digestive issues. That's all the shit I had uh, back through the back in them days. Back in them days. That's what happened to me like 3 years ago, 5 years ago, shit, 8 years ago. Okay. Okay, next one. Chronic fear or anxiety can have long-term negative effects on the mental health, including increased risk of depression. That was me. Substance abuse. No, but in a private video, which it has to come in time. In a private video, I'm going to tell you what I replaced as substance abuse. I never had any of that, but there was other things that I. You understand me? You understand me? And PTSD. Yeah. Yes. This was bringing me down. Or it brought me down. Shit. It brought me down. Oh boy. I'm sorry. I already read this. Okay, let's go there. Energy vampires. Yeah, this was one. I wrote this when I was first starting to hear about energy vampires. I should do more videos on energy vampires. Huh? I just do what I feel. So, but now maybe I feel energy vampires, which I don't want to feel energy vampire, but they're everywhere. Energy vampires are manipulators, may use fear to control or manipulate others. Yeah. Yep. Um, they may create a sense of fear. Yeah. Or uncertainty in their victims. Hell yeah, I was a victim. I had to write this down. I saw a victim. I had to write this down. They may create a sense of fear or uncertainty in their victims to gain power over them. I already know what questions I'm going to get right now. What am I thinking right now? What was you thinking at that point? What I was thinking, which I have to do a private video. I do it when it comes, okay? But y'all know what I'm thinking about. People who, when I woke up and I saw the heathen, I saw the heathen. I woke up and I couldn't talk. I could not talk. Um, but it took the strength of 10 tigers. I didn't know. People are, new people. Go to my health. Go to my maybe diaries. I have to figure that out. But go check me out. Mental, one of them, and I talk about some stuff. Um, okay, but when I saw her, um, it took a lot for me to talk. I wasn't able to talk really, but fight or flight. I was in space with this fight or flight in me, and I couldn't move. It was hard to move, and I would blank out. I would black out also where I was. I was in ICU, and I saw the energy vampire. We looked eye to eye, and I can see that she felt that she had power. And yeah, she questioned me. I questioned her. What did you give me? And was I supposed to die? Was I supposed to die, or did something go wrong? What happened here? I still don't know the answer. Um, and I she looked shocked. She looked shocked, and I have to say more later. But I look back at that time. I still was suffering in fear. I was suffering in depression, low self esteem, not secure at all. Now I look back and I'm like, oh, I was. People kept saying, Carlos, you are strong. The nurse, you are badass. You are nurse Mary. She was like, you are badass. And like, I don't feel the shit. I don't. At that time, I was like, I don't feel it. But now I look and I'm like, oh, she wasn't lying, because I stared the demon straight in the eyes. And so that's where she felt like she had power over me. But now, in order to keep that eaglish power, she had to bring in more energy vampires. And that was very tough. So that's what I'm thinking there. Man, I really like my notes. In working on yourself, I'm speaking to a few people. In working on myself, this is what I wanted. I wanted to know what was real in me and what wasn't. Not listening. I shut off what everybody opinions, critiques on me. I shut that all off, and I really dove into my soul. And I wanted to know: am I walking right and wrong, and what do I believe in? Okay. The next one. In many religious traditions, including Christianity, Islam, man, this is throwing me off. I can't speak on Dalai Lama. I just saw, but I want to speak to a few people, new people that are watching me that I met. Um, you can't let people dictate religion. I can't stress that enough. It's these people who are turning people away, saying, not even opening the book. And it takes patience to read this and ponder. But it's easy to look at a person who is supposed to be who we anointed as the high quality, um, and the things that are just going on. You can't let this person make you believe or not believe. You must search your own self and read. And you understand me? You understand me. Okay, next one. In many religious traditions, man, I read this and I'm thinking of this dude. I can't believe it. I can't talk. I don't want to talk about it. All right, Dalai Lama. In many religious traditions, I'm sorry, I should cut this off and start over, including Christianity, Islam, and Judaism, there are passages that encourage believers to trust in God and not give into fear. And I did. I gave into fear, and it got me nowhere. If anything, it was taking me out of here. Um, for example, in the Bible, 2 Timothy chapter 1, verse 7, it says, "For God hath not given us the spirit of fear." This, I feel it now. At that time when I read that, so why am I putting so much trust in fear when God did not give this to me, except for fearing Him, but in a good way? That's another topic. For God hath not given us the spirit of fear, but of power. And I feel the power. Brother Dodario, are you watching me, Dodario? You got the power. I remember that. Okay, sorry. I'm thinking. For God hath not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. This is what I strive for. I needed to read that over again. Thank you. In the I said I was going to do. I'll say this right. I wrote this down also. In the Star Wars franchise, now this isn't Yoda, but this is Baby Yoda, and I guess there's got to be some type of relation, but I'm sorry, I haven't even caught it. Don't say nothing because I haven't even watched the third Mandalorian. I think it's the third season. In the Star Wars franchise, the character Yoda famously says, Fear is the path to the dark side. Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering. And that was definitely me. But I'm gonna not say anymore because I want to do a video on what Yoda has to say about fear. I gave somebody some stuff. All right, let me move on to the last one. Okay, research has shown that prolonged fear or stress can have harmful effects on the body. I lived it. I lived it, including increased risk of heart disease. So I guess could you call that heart disease? You know, I gotta remember next time I go in because I'm so distracted by other stuff. I gotta say, hey, wait, hold on. Can you guys take a look at my heart? Because they used to check my heart all the time, but then once I freed myself, or however you want to say that, um, I've never seen they're not interested in my heart except for I had a kidney transplant, so except for that part, and then in the court stuff I was going through. But that's it. They have no real. The focal point isn't really my heart because I feel like it's better, and I gotta ask about that. But yeah, at that time, yeah, and so people are people make excuses because we're so used to just living in fear. It's a habit, and to change the direction, it's uncomfortable because you're so used to I just deal with the hate and I just deal with the manipulation. I just deal with it. I'll deal with it. And it's not doing you any good. And you expect people to help you and you're killing your body. And that's when I was doing mine. Increased heart stroke. And that's another question too. We go back. Stroke. So I had a stroke, but then it just disappeared. They saw the blood in the back or whatever. Mm, I'll say more later. I always ask the doctor. So was this? They have none of 15 doctors. None of them have any clue, and they keep asking me more. Like, so whatever. I don't know because yeah, we don't know if that was. We don't know if this is just a history. We think that this was forced. I had a forced stroke. That's what they're saying right now. And then what else? And other chronic conditions, blood clots, all that shit. Yeah. Okay. Um, well, that's my notes on fear. I hope I'm going to look at this again but I hope that this helps you too. And I'm going to talk more about fear. I'm going to talk about energy vampires, and I'm going to talk about Yoda. All right, baby Yoda, we're going to have to cut it off, man. Anything you want to say? Yeah, you can't really talk, can you? How did I do? Did I say everything that I need to say? Was I cool or what? Was I too much funny or something? Well, okay. I'm gonna let you talk to him real quick if you want to say something. Come on. Okay, this is the camera. Do you see yourself? You feel the force. You feel the force? Okay. You laughing at yourself, baby Yoda? Okay. We're gonna get out of here, okay? We're gonna get out of here.